Hey everybody, welcome to my backyard garden. Today we're going to put out my tomatoes. And before we do that though, if you would do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and go ahead and hit that like button. It helps the channel out. And hit the bell to be notified of my future videos. Alright, let's go. Let's take a quick look at my setup. So I use electrical wire conduit pipe in this 1/2 inch. And this is a 6-foot vertical post and a 5-foot cross piece. And I'm going to plant 4 tomato plants in between that 2 posts. And you have, what I do is I take nylon cord, run it down from the top down to the bottom, and I can anchor it in one of 2 ways. I can use these screws I drilled into the side and tie my line off here, or I can use metal hooks that I made myself, which are just like the little hooks on the top, and they're about 1 foot long, and I can drive them down into the soil. This year I think I'm going to use my screws. First off, a couple things. When I plant my tomatoes, I want to put as much as my stem in the ground as possible. So when you look at this, you can see these really fine hairs on the stem. Those are all root hairs. So I want that underground. So the more of the stem I can get underneath the soil, the better the root system will be, the healthier the plant will be. Also, I want to take off as many of these leaves as I can, because I don't want to bury these leaves underneath. I'm going to just take this one off, and I think I'm going to leave that one on. So I'm going to bury all the way down from here under the ground. I have 2 ways I can do this. I can go down, or I can go horizontally. So in this one I'm going to go down. This is a bulb barrier. So I'm just going to do this. Take this, move the soil lower, tap that on a little bit, go down some more, a little twist, use the handle, take that out. Now I've got about that far down, so I'm going to take a little bit more, get the soil out of that, squeeze the handle, twist, go down some more, and that should do it. That's how deep my hole is. That's a good 8 inches at least. Okay, there's 2 supplements I put in the ground with my tomatoes. First is this black pepper. Just kidding, it's actually ground down eggshells. So I've got a video on how to do that. All I'm going to do is take a bunch of it, spread it around a little bit, put it in the hole. I put this is for calcium. This will eliminate a blossom end rot, which is where blossom end rot is on the bottom of the flower that pollinates, and just above that you see the bottom of the tomato. That's where the flower used to be, and that will rot if you don't have enough calcium in the soil. So that's why I put the eggshells in there, and also put a little dried blood for some nitrogen. Put that in there. Move it around a little bit, mix it up, and then put my tomato in. So squeeze a little bit, tap the bottom, comes out nice and clean, drop it in there, and then we want to just cover it back up. Okay, so I broke the first one. Now I'm going to plant this one. Do the same thing, take it out, be careful. Place it down carefully into the hole, like that. Don't do what I did, which is just drop it, because then you end up with that and that. Don't want that. And that's why you plant more than you need when you start them. Right, so I'm just going to go in, fill in the hole carefully. Remember, to pack this down because it's going to compress or settle when it starts getting watered in. Okay, I could have buried that farther because I could have taken it all the way up to there, but this is what I get. So I've got a good 7 or 8 inches down there in the top of the plant. All right, so this one I'm going to plant vertically, or horizontally. I'm going to go 12 inches away from my other plant, and that's where I want the tomato to come out. So this will be the beginning of my trough. I'm going to build a trough at a 45-degree angle from there to there. All I'm going to do is this. Now I want to slope it up a little bit from the bottom to where the top of the plant is going to come out of the soil, because I don't want to try to bend it too much. I could break it like I did the other one, although the end of this is more flexible than the bottom. But that's what I want to do. Build a little trench. And I'm going to lay my tomato down in the trench. And I want this to be right here at the end of my trench. So I can break this up a little bit if you want. Now, before we bury it, I'm going to take my calcium eggshells, sprinkle my eggshells on here, give me some good calcium and some of the dried blood for nitrogen, and just cover it back up. That's all I'm going to do. Press it down a little bit. This is where I want it. I don't want those leaf stems under the ground. Put them right there. Just above the soil. Now, what will happen is, over the next few hours, the plant will come up and go vertical, like that, growing toward the sunshine. So you don't have to worry about it being laid over. Okay, there you have it. 2 different ways of planting. Planting them deep, planting them shallow with a trough. Either way is fine. You get the same results, just a matter of how you want to do it. Personally, the trough is less work. Hope you liked the video. Again, subscribe to my channel, helps out the channel. Hit the like button and the bell to be notified of my future videos. Back soon with more stuff. Bye-bye.